Shamps and giggles, history, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective.
Sounds very, very good. Welcome, one and all. Shamps and giggles in the building once again. History, news, views, and reviews. Might have to add politics to that by the sounds of things. Elon Musk has made over $160 billion since Donald Trump was elected. Now, come on now. I mean, we knew it was a raid on the... We were talking about it. We said it. We didn't have the numbers. But here they are. 160 billion. You know he's a thief. You know Donald's going to get a piece of that bad boy. He's going to get a piece of that one. And then I heard somebody say that, of course, in America, the actual citizens are suffering. The people that voted him in, well, how many has he laid off already just from government alone? I mean, think about it. All these people that work, they got families to feed. You can't just, hey, you're gone. In fact, the whole department's gone because we want to save money. We've got an abundance of money. We want to save money.
But Leisha said it, Joe. Leisha said it. They lit the fire over there, yeah, by firing all these people, yeah. And then when they fired all these people, all these aviation people, and planes started crashing. The planes crashing was the smoke screen, not the firing. It's the planes crashing. Because what is any human being gonna draw more to? So a lot of people got fired. Yes, we feel sorry for them. But when we hear people are dropping out of the sky,
it changed the conversation.
It changes the conversation. You put the nail on the head, as my mum would say.
Yeah. And then people are talking about the plane crash. They forgot about what's happened over there because, oh, yeah, the memory's very, very short. Well, let's see. Claire T is in the building. Hey, big up, Claire. What's up, going? Nigel Idris is in the building. What's up, going? Pinky is there. Leisha D, Lord of his mercy. Mr. Smiley, he is currently abroad in Dubai, but gracing us with his presence. Just to show internet connection, we can be anywhere in the world. Supreme Spin Doctor, he's here with us early today. Lord have mercy. And once I finish work, Kieran is here. Big up, Kieran. He's back. The man is back. Denise is here. Color Queen, Shooks, the whole family is in the building. It's just amazing. The conversation we've got actually today is a bit different. We've got a bit of seriousness. We're going to talk about Ibrahim Traore, phenomenal guy. The achievements that he's done in a very short space of quite phenomenal, to be honest, and very good example. Plus, we're going to talk about some fake news. But, you know, I think we're going to leave the tributes to the last half of the show. There's multiple individuals that have lived to a reasonable age that we'll be giving tribute to. Roberta Flack, Gwen McCrae, Chris Jasper. I mean, come on now. I think we could spend a moment just reminiscing on the various tunes that they had in their portfolio and just give a little tart of things about the various, well, we be raving to them, their music still. So it's just phenomenal. But yeah, so Jemmy, you've been doing the banter, Lord of mercy. Tart the things, what's been happening? Fill me in.
Cool. We've been talking about loads of stuff today, like well, what was the last thing we were speaking about? Which a certain young lady's almost beat me up for. We was talking about euthanasia, assisted suicide.
Yeah,
suicide.
Yeah, your life could be painful, I guess, and you feel that you need to do it. I mean, if I had a toothache, you could feel like dying, but would I really want to die? I don't know. Yeah.
No, but we're talking about extreme cases here, Joseph, where, for instance, somebody's got a terminal illness, and the main thing I think that we're talking about is quality of life.
Yeah, so but you know, on that point, because as you said, it's a bit deep. I'm sure everyone had their opinion. It's a bit deep. I saw a disabled person, very disabled. He's in a wheelchair. To communicate, he blinks. Blink yes, blink two for no. That's really about all he can do. He can't do much more. Maybe a little bit of facial expression, drools a lot and all the rest of it. So if you're talking about quality of life, there can be a lot of people on that list. Yet his parents, they adore him.
But for that person, it's going to be different because they cannot make the decision that they want to end their life. If
Yeah,
it was somebody
blink
like you
one
or
for
me
yes.
now, huh?
Blink one for
Yeah, but
yes.
it's not that. It's like even Nigel said it. Yeah, there has to be a process that has to go through for euthanasia or assisted suicide. There's a process. There's got to be doctors and consultants and all these people have got to be involved, and you have to be able to say yes, this is something that I want to do.
Yeah,
And
all these
somebody
doctors and
who's that
consultants.
disabled,
No,
they can't
supposing you
do
can't
that.
speak, you've had an accident, now you can't speak. Blink one for yes,
But,
blink two for no. That's all you can do because quality of life is automatically diminished, right? So these people come along, they start whispering their whispers, professionals start whispering their whispers. And next thing, you're leaning towards their thing because of all the crap they put into your head. So now you do want to die. I mean, you know, all these things have started with good reason because of the worst case scenario you could possibly think of. Oh my God, yeah, they should be allowed to choose. But then once the law passes, everybody's in the bucket. Yeah, you can die. You can die. You want to die too? Yeah, sure, you can. Oh, you got a little scratch. It hurts so much. Oh, okay, yeah, you can die if you want. And then they just start falling off the cliff. How do we stop that from happening? It's happened with everything they do.
well, I can't fight in the corner for or against because I'm neither for or against. I think every case is going to be judged by its own individual merits. Every
Follow the money.
circumstance is going to be different. I don't think
Follow
there's going
the
to be
money. I say.
two.
Follow the
Well,
money. Why you want people to kill themselves? Euthanasia. Is it costing too much for the National Health Service? Because everybody dead at that point.
no, but it's not that the
They're
government. It's not that
clearing
the
out the
government
beds.
want people to do it. It's not that the government necessarily want people to do it. It's some people believe that they would be better off not being here
Well, jump off the
than being here.
bridge. Jump off the bridge. It doesn't have to be
Okay,
law.
okay. What if let's say they're stage 5 cancer?
Then
Yeah,
you're dead anyway.
they cannot physically. Oh, well, that's a bit cold though. They can't physically
No, but
jump
it's
off a
not
bridge.
stage 5.
Yeah?
Stage 4, you're only given a few months to live. So stage 5, you got to be gone soon. You don't need the government to say, okay, you can die. Cancer's going to do it for you.
Nigel's got his hand up.
Go on, Nigel.
For me, I think what this is exposed is in the NHS, we do not fund palliative care properly. We don't fund palliative care. And that's where the money should go. People can have, you can have a peaceful, pain-free death, but it needs proper palliative care. We don't have it. And actually, isn't it? I'm thinking, you know, these, it's on the private sector, but you know, these deaf doulas as well.
Mm.
You know, those, it comes from Africa, doesn't it? The doulas.
I'm
These
not even
deaf,
familiar with the doulas.
D-O-U-L-A. It's just coming to my head, douala. I'm on my phone. I can't even Google, but the deaf doulas, it's people who help you through the process of dying. And that should be integral to palliative care too, not just morphine and all the drugs that make it easy, but you know, those people who actually hold your hand as you cross. Douala, yes. I can't get any access to Google,
This
but you'll
Douala,
see that there
by
are.
the way, it's a location in Cameroon.
Oh, so it's the wrong deaf doulas. Look, Google something. I can't get
Is that similar to the birth? The birth, because they got a birth one as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, it's quite right. Deaf douala is also known as end of life douala.
And it came from Africa, didn't it? Deaf D-O-U-L-A, yeah.
Yeah, who provides support to people who are dying and their families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it came,
they hold your hand.
They're called deaf midwives. I've got Google now. But
correct,
didn't it come originally from historical role?
Right.
Oh, it's America, but I'm sure there's a black connection too, you know.
Well, if it's in Africa, likely.
Doula, the name doula, I mean, it doesn't sound European, does it?
No, not at all. But the thing about it is, they're not trying to kill you. It's because obviously you're at the end of life. Sophia and Toots is in the building. Big up, big up. It's because you're at the end of the life, and they're just there to help. They're not coming to kill you. They're just coming to be there with you, offer support, prayers.
Yeah.
In this, they just want to kill you. They want to inject you and be dead. They're doing that anyway, by the way. It's what's the stuff called? Morphine. They just put the machine on you because nobody wants to give you the lethal dose. So they put the machine on you. The machine puts it into you, and lo and behold, you're dead.
Yeah.
So now they want to make it law. They're doing it already. Let's not be confused. They're doing it already.
And remember the Liverpool pathway. Remember the scandal about the Liverpool pathway?
Well, there's another one. Let's go.
Decades ago, the NHS Liverpool pathway, where it was that basically, without telling family or the patient, they were basically slowly euthanizing them.
Yeah.
The doctors were Liverpool pathway, NHS. It was a big scandal.
Right.
It's called
yeah,
the Liverpool pathway.
So have we, and now they're bringing it back. So if they get the chance to legalize this, follow the money. If a patient on a hospital bed or the palliative care, it costs a lot of money. It's costing the government money. So if you're going to make a saving, hey, rather than look after these people, let's just, well, we can't kill them, but suppose they kill themselves.
Yeah.
Alicia, your hand is up. Start the thing.
Yeah, I think medically, I don't think that the medical industry is that knowledgeable on a lot of health issues and diseases, and the only solution they can think of to assist the patient in their passing, if you bringing up those who are cancer sufferers or at the end of life, palliative care, what they normally do is assist them with medications or drugs so they feel less pain, so to speak.
Well, of course, we all want the whatever they give you, the painkillers, because you're in pain.
To cross over. So I think that in relation to cancer, that happens to some people who are going through the palliative end of life care, and it's not a nice sight to see. It's not nice at all.
You get in them homes there, they put that machine on you real quick. They don't want you in there too long because they got to clear the bed for the next person. You if your family's around you, you might survive a bit long. Go in there by yourself, see how long you survive. You're not coming out. You're not coming out. I've heard too many stories.
Joseph, it's a sensitive subject to speak about. They don't put a machine when you're going through palliative care at all. You go into a hospice normally, and then you are supported through that person's life is supported through their journey of passing away. Yeah.
Bullshit. Rubbish.
No, hold on, Jamie. You can't say that because everyone's got their own individual experience.
Oh, I watched my dad die.
Hold on, let her finish. Let her finish. Then it's you. Go on.
Remember not to use language, please. Listen, my sister passed away from cancer. She was at a stage where we had to put her in. She was transferred into a hospice, and our organs were shutting down, and they put her into a hospice. And she didn't have any machines. They gave her medication to help her pass away, and she passed away with all of the family around her. So everybody is very different. We've got to give respect to that. But Jemmy, it's very disrespectful to tell somebody that it's BS because everybody's got their own.
Everyone's got their own story. They've been through it in their way, and you know, we have to be understanding and respectful. I think that's
it didn't sound like you was talking from a personal perspective. It sounded like you was generalizing. That's why I said for a general perspective.
Yeah, but typically,
that's why I said what I said.
Jamie, typically, people, if they're talking about cancer, it's personal, because you don't know about it unless you've been there. Unless you've been there, you don't know.
And I just add on here, we're going to have listeners on here listening to this as well. So we've got to be a bit more sensitive when we're speaking about subjects pertaining to those who are euthanizing or are committing suicide or being assisted with their deaths. But it's not an easy subject to talk about or to dismiss in a manner that Jemmy did when he shouted at the BS.
Yeah.
And it's like you need to hear me now. You're not understanding why I said what I said.
Give your viewpoint now.
What you said sounded like a generalization, and in my experience of watching my dad die, that wasn't the experience that I had. The lovely picture that you painted was not the experience that I saw my dad have. Yeah, and like I said, and I'll say it once again. It sounded like he was speaking from a general. It didn't sound like he was speaking from a personal. Because I'm not going to disrespect
that sounds like an apology.
Nobody's way of leaving this earth, or nobody who's had to watch their family leave this earth. I didn't take it as a personal thing. Yeah.
So
if
what's
you
the experience with Dad?
Well, it's like the man said, the palliative care is a load of rubbish, yeah? I go to the hospital on Tuesday and I stay all day in hospital on Tuesday and I leave my dad with his left shoulder on the pillow and his right shoulder in the air and I come back tomorrow and he's the same way. Yeah? They tell me, say, oh, they've got this bottle that they used to give him to drink called Ensure. Most people know what Ensure is, yeah? It's got everything in it to help you survive, yeah? And they would say, oh, he's drank one today. But when I go and look, he ain't drank nothing because the bottle is still there. We bought 12 bottles. There's still 12 bottles there.
12 bottles there.
Yeah, I come in the room. My dad's all dribbling because nobody hasn't been in to look on him. You understand? So that's why it's like you said. It's a sensitive subject, and it sounded like she was generalizing, and I'm saying, in my personal experience, what you just said there is rubbish.
But mind you, hear what I said before anybody said anything. Go in there by yourself. Remember, Alicia's saying she was around with her sister. You're saying your dad was left there for a bit by himself. See what happens. Do you know what I mean? There is a difference. Nigel, hand is up. Start the things.
One thing I want to say on a more positive note, because Color Queen mentioned it in the chat, is we've actually been colonized in the West by Western medicine, which is all about big pharma, drugs, pharmaceuticals. And my background, my academic background is anthropology. And we know about Chinese medicine, we know Ayurvedic medicine. Even in Africa, across Africa, myriad different ways of end of life, how they deal with it. But we're stuck in this chemicals, Western pharmaceutical chemicals for profit. That's our problem. And as Color Queen said, there are lots of alternatives. And this is what proper palliative care should be. Not just morphine, but other complementary therapies, looking at other alternatives, not just drugs that make big profits for Western pharma.
Right. So that's what I say. When I say follow the money, you look at what they're doing, how they're doing it. Yeah. And in some way, it's connected to the money. So they say the NHS is free at the point of use, but it is not. Don't kid yourself. It's not free. Yeah. You're paying for it. You're going to lose a limb. You know, they're going to intoxicate you with drugs, some of which you don't even need, right? Because I went to the chemist. My boy had chicken pox. I walked out of there with like, fuck, I don't need all that. There are 5 different products, just in case it's like the chemist was just laying stuff on me for the sake of laying. If I would take it, but that's how they make their money. The more you take, the more they make.
Yeah.
It's not free. It's not free. So they'll give you anything.
And remember the film The Constant Gardener in Kenya? John le Carre wrote it based on truth. How Western pharma were actually using Africans as guinea pigs for their drugs.
Wow. What to
test? The film The Constant Gardener.
The Constant Gardener, see? There's a film to
and
watch.
Even this day, I mean, there are people in Africa with HIV who cannot access antiretrovirals. And yet big pharmas are making a huge profit from producing that in the West.
Yeah, Shocking. But remember, them Africans can't afford it. If they could get it in,
but it should be free. It should be free from the Western pharma companies. They should go and give it free from their massive billion profits.
Wasn't there a pandemic worldwide? They came up with the drug, the quote unquote cure-all, right? Was it free? Come on now.
No.
Billions was
money.
They were figuring out how to make their money before they distributed the drug. Alicia, your hand is up.
It's crazy.
Alicia?
Oh, you know what? I was just looking around and wondering where Jemmy is, because Jemmy's just, oh, there he is. Oh, do you know, this conversation came up. Where's Jemmy? Jemmy? Oh, he's not. He's
fire in the hole is right there.
Fire in the hole. This came up. The conversation that we're talking about now came up after when we were the warm up. During our conversation about Gene Hackman, who passed away.
Right, Gene Hackman is another one who's passed away. Good Lord. 90, how much? How old is he?
95 years old.
Brilliant life. But him and his wife, I think the dog was dead too.
Yeah, his wife was in her 60s, and the dog as well. We don't know why they passed away, but yeah, this is the conversation about euthanasia and assisted dying came up because of that, and that's just spiraled. So yeah, it's just sometimes conversations can carry a lot of
well, it carries what the group is thinking.
Huh?
It carries what the group is thinking. People are thinking things.
When you get a minute, go cigarette.
A little trigger just causes us to just blurt out, and if another person chimes in because they're feeling the same way, then away we go. But
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, let's give a little tribute here. Phenomenal actor. I love the film. Well, he's done so many films. He's a very, very good actor. But you know, I find it weird that I only heard it on the news. That he and his wife, they all, you know, I think the pet was involved as well. They all passed at the same time. How strange is that?
That's how we got to where we got to, Joseph. That's how we got on the subject of suicides, etc., etc.
So are we thinking that in his case, something happened in the house between him and the wife and they thought, oh, sod it, let's just all go? Is that where the conversation had gone?
Kind of, but then we've got a stumbling block with the dog. They've got 3 dogs, but only one had passed. The other 2 are all right. So it kind of it doesn't look like obviously someone's gone in there and tried to get all his gold and diamonds, because they would have killed all the dogs.
Well,
and they're not saying the dog. From what I've read, they're not saying the dog was murdered. They're saying the dog died.
I mean, he was in an
so could it be a case of the dog died, and they love the dog so much because the dog's been a member of their family for how many decades?
So they could have been
this
drugged.
Is speculation.
So it could have been drugged. Yeah, it's all speculation. They could have been drugged. I guess there'll probably be an autopsy. But I mean, as far as actors go, Gene Hackman, great guy. His films absolutely phenomenal, and you know, it's sad that he's 95. I mean, we're not going to live forever. I mean, if any of us make it to 95, come on now, pour yourself a drink. Yeah, you've done well. You know, you've done very well. We'll be happy, all of us, to 85. I mean, in this day and age, you get up to 60 and beyond. You're doing amazing. This news that I just got across the wires of chap in Halsden, where he's in Cambridge, wasn't he? I mean, who does that? He got another stabbing in Cambridge. And what's his name? DJ something or other. Yeah, him gone. So when you have people reaching the ripe old age, you know, you can be thankful that they got that far, because too many of us are going because of foolishness. You know, here he is, Grandad, well-known reggae musician. Halsden Junior Dan, there he is, in Cambridge. You know, who does that? But it just seems to be the world we're living in. Everybody, you know, I was in Madrid just now, and you know, I'm like, you know, the people in England, especially the youth there, 30-year-old man stabs the 58-year-old. Makes no sense. 58-year-old, he's one of 9 children, so he's a sibling, 9, so he's 8 brothers and sisters, right? Plus he's got 8 of his own children. And who does that? I mean, in Madrid, I'm like, the people in England, they're mad. They're upset. They don't even know what their upset is. They go around stabbing each other. I mean, how do you explain all these stabbings? Somebody's vexed. You know, somebody's got to be vexed why they're acting this way. And then you compare the lifestyle of this country and how we're taxed up the hill. There's not much hope for the youngsters in getting work and being able to finance themselves. And they just seem to be going crazy. I mean, so I mean, but Gene Hackman, tribute, that one there. Yeah. What was the film with Will Smith that he played in? Enemy of the State. Who remembers that film? That was a bad film. Enemy of the State. What was that, year 2000?
Everybody on the platform, Joe, and everybody who's been on the platform, they've seen at least one of his movies.
Oh, has to have been.
But the guy did about 70 odd movies.
Good movies, though. A lot of them are good movies.
His career spanned 60 years.
Just a phenomenal life. 60 years of good living, you know. Yeah, you can't be mad at that, which is just phenomenal. So what was this topic about fake news, by the way, whilst we're just on the subject? There was a topic of fake news that was brought up, and it was in part because, or why was it brought up? Where's Leisha? Why was it brought up, fake news?
Reason why I brought it up during the meeting is because normally, as you know, in our chat, we share information about what's happening online. And usually what happens is I don't know, where's Pinky? Pinky ain't here. Pinky gone.
She is. She just wrote BBC 4 tonight, 9 o'clock. Something's going on.
Please stick something in the chat and she'll go, Leash, can you check this out for me, please? And then I'll go, I'll look around research it, and I'll go, no, that's fake news. That's all fake. And what's happening is people realize, if you don't realize, is that because we've got the onset of AI at the moment, and we've got a social media, people are inclined to create fake news for clickbait. So, for example, I'll give you an example. There was in the USA, there was social media guy, he puts on social media, and he put out some wrong information about what Donald Trump would do in terms of taxes. And the whole of the social media went absolutely crazy and thought that they would be able to claim taxes based on a specific thing that this guy said, which is all fake. And that there's a lot of AI generated information, people sharing stuff online about historical events and about, little things. And a lot of it it's just clickbait. It's to get people to click on it so they can make some money, so it can go viral. And I think it's just getting out of hand now. I think it's going to get worse.
Right.
More that even with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, little advert, if anybody,
Gaza,
like the Gaza thing,
oh Lord.
It is, now I could see Trump saying one day that somebody hacked his profile and probably put it out. But I've got to stop there, Joseph, because we have got to go to a break now. So if we can just move on.
For sure, we'll go to the break, but it's very, very interesting. Shamps and Giggles, it's history, it's news, views, and reviews, obviously come from Black perspective. And it's quite interesting, this thing called fake news, how many people are on TikTok and the YouTube, especially the shorts, where you're only getting a clip, so you're not getting the context of the whole story. And they're taking this clip, snippet, soundbite, and they're running away with it and telling a whole story when, in reality, half the time, nothing no go so. We're going to break. Pour yourself a drink. It's Shamps and Giggles. End of the week. This is what we do. We're going to be back after these words. By the way, tribute. The tribute begins. Gwen McCrae. This is one of her tunes. We'll be back in a minute. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Please do. No sound.
Hold on a minute. It's me when I'm singing to myself. You're so funny. Gwen McCrae, the tribute begins. Let's just bring her in. We're going to be back after. It's just a phenomenal tribute. She had a phenomenal history. But let's talk the thing after these words.